Before we get started here, let me just show you. You look at the elbow. Just watch the elbow.
Watch the elbow.
Every time. You'll never miss.
Without
You're not
miss.
looking at my elbow.
No, I'm looking at your nice eyes.
Look at my elbow.
Looking at your nice eyes.
Grab the KY, get yourself ready. You got some sliding to do. Hanging out with TL and the boys, maybe some critters too. So get your phone and get on the gram. You know where to find the man. Slide into the DMs. Girl, what's on your mind? Slide into the DMs. Oh, baby, take your time. Slide, slip it on in. Here we go again. DM Monday.
What's up, y'all? Welcome to episode 10 of the DM Monday podcast. I'm Trey Lewis. This is my fucking podcast. And these are my co-hosts, Matt Burrill and Trey Bonner. How we doing, guys?
It's good to be here. I just spilled a whole bottle of water on myself.
Just want to let everybody know Burrill's still here. He made it another weekend on the road.
Yeah.
He's not fired. So
Hell
it's
yeah.
good.
Yeah.
Dude, it was a fucking great weekend, though.
It was good, man. It was great.
It was a long drive, and I was kind of tired.
Yeah, we went to,
Bienville.
well, the thing is we went out to Colorado.
Yeah, we got to talk about that. So, well, first of all, congrats on 15 years
Yeah.
of sobriety.
Yeah, exactly.
Celebrating another big milestone for you, man.
Hell yeah.
Congratulations.
Rock and roll.
Hell yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah. I blew my diet, though, when we were 3 weeks on the road. Just killed
Dude,
me.
it's just that we had McChickens for breakfast, lunch, and dinner.
Yeah, I had to call Kara.
Really?
On the way over here. I was like,
Breakfast and dinner, not lunch.
had to call Kara today. I was like, look, this is what's going on, man. I don't want you to think I'm being weird or anything, but like, I fell off my diet when I'm on the road. I fucking hate myself for it. I'm trying to detox off caffeine. I have a headache, and just letting her know. But we're gonna get back on track. I can't be fat. Like, I'm still fat, but like when I start to get like really fat, these 2X shirts like start to feel tight.
Yeah.
And like if I ever go to a 3X, just fucking go ahead and sign me up for a heart attack.
Damn, that ain't good.
Yeah. But anyways, what you were saying, Burrill, you were leading the charge here.
Colorado and Texas. Me and Bonner weren't there. You, Mcilwain, and the rest of the boys were out there. How was it?
Yeah, the new crew, you had Alex and Ross out with you.
Yeah, what was Tortellini like?
That was Grace. Tortorigi.
Tortagarino.
Yeah, we
as
might
Mitch likes to
hire
say.
him and just let y'all switch out TM duties since you get on everybody's nerves so much. I'm just kidding.
Yeah, I mean, I am.
All right, so here's the deal. Here's the deal.
I am from New York, though. Like,
Here's
it
the
makes
deal.
sense.
Burrill always, like, his job's good. He's going to have a job here, but he gets on everybody's nerves, and we always fuck with him that he's going to lose his job. He's not really going to lose his job, but he takes it to heart, and he, like, starts.
Yeah.
This weekend, he called Alex. He was like, yeah, man, I just think Nick Haynes is going to be a good tour manager. It's like, no, it's not the deal.
Well, yeah, man. I mean, I'm proud and I enjoy what I
You're
do.
doing good.
And take a lot of
I
pride
talked to
in it.
Boudreaux the other day.
Nice.
Yesterday, actually. We talked for a good little while. Boudreaux he's TM.
Front of
house and
Production
manager for Muscadine, and we were just talking and but if you look at how much you've grown, dude, like since day one, how much we've all grown, I mean, it's really astonishing. You know what I mean? It's pretty crazy.
Yeah, we've had to grow, man. It's continued
been
to
cool.
get bigger and bigger. It's cool seeing the Snapchat memories pop up from a year ago of the different shows that we were at, and from being in the van and driving all around, and now being in a bandwagon
or a bus or whatever,
Yeah. So how were Colorado and Texas? How was that private gig?
Colorado was cool. Texas, we did like this private event. There was like 60 people there, but we got paid really good. And then I was like, we're going to the strip club. And we went to the strip club. Neither one of y'all were there, but it was a good time. We had a good time. At one point, everybody was doing something crazy. Not everybody in the crew went, but we had a good time.
We've had the two Nicks.
Yeah, we had the two Nicks. We had Nick Gorman and
Nick Haynes.
Nick Haynes. Nick Haynes is one of my best friends. We wrote Little Tired together. We wrote My Way together. We've written a lot of songs that are unreleased together. I think he's putting out some music that we wrote together, so y'all be sure and go check him out. But it's been fun having, me and Nick before the pandemic and during the pandemic and before Dick down in Dallas. I mean, if I was down here on Music Row, I would just pop in at his house and hang out with him in Chelsea. But now, since life is so busy, I don't get to see him that much. So bringing him on and add him to the team, it's like just hanging out with one of my friends.
Yeah,
it's
that's
fucking
awesome.
cool,
Yeah,
Because remember we used to go to his house and play like Can Jam and
Yeah, I miss Nick.
bro, that's one of the OG videos of Dicktown in Dallas. It's on his front yard.
in his front yard. So it's cool having him out on the road. Yeah.
Yeah, dude, he's killing it at merch too. Like he's learning how to. It hasn't gotten the.
I mean,
crowd
it's
hasn't-
already in sale. Yeah, he has a sales job. So you know.
Yeah. The crowd hasn't worn him out yet because
No.
this past weekend shows. Well, first talk about Bienville.
Yeah.
Dean and the crew. What was that
First
like
of
for
all,
you
I
guys?
want to talk about coming back from Colorado, from Grand Junction.
The
that
voyage?
long drive. I mean, we left at 5 a.m. on a Sunday morning, and we didn't. The only time we stopped was for gas. Right? You drove some.
went there.
Alex drove some.
Ross.
Ross drove some, and then we finally got to a point to where like I knew that my fishing trip was this week, Monday through whatever. And
This
I
is
was like-
Saturday at 5 a.m. that you
Yeah.
guys left, not
I think we
Sunday.
left it Sunday.
Sunday, because the show is Saturday night.
The
Yeah,
show was Saturday. The show was Friday.
The show was
Saturday.
Saturday.
Oh damn.
So we left, and then like we had like 6 hours left, and Alex was just like tapped out. Everybody was tapped out, and I was like, fuck it, I'll drive. Like I want to get back, so me and Bonner can get down to Bienville and catch some monster bass. And I got behind the wheel. And then that's when I decided I'm drinking caffeine, baby. And
Yeah.
I got an energy drink and I drove straight through. Dude, the funniest, I want to tell the story because it's hilarious. So I get up in the driver's seat, and Alex was like, "Well, I'll just ride with you." And Alex had been awake for only like 2 hours, and he couldn't get the gas card. I mean, he'd only been awake for like 2 minutes. He only had like 2 hours of sleep. He couldn't get the gas card to work, and he was just like pissed off. And I was like, "Where the fuck's Ross? Where's this? Where's that?" Just asking him like a million questions. He looks at me like he wants to kill me. He's like, "I don't know,"
Yeah.
And I was like, "Look, don't be getting smart with me." He was like, "I'm going in the back," and he just deserted me. And I was like, "Fuck this motherfucker!"
I hit every goddamn bump.
Yeah, I'm gonna hit every bump I can. I'm hitting there. I'm hitting bumps. I'm like, yes.
Dude, in the bandwagon, it's just like fucking. You'll fall to the top bunk if somebody hits a bump hard
Yeah,
enough.
riding in that thing, trying to sleep in there. It's just like,
It's like a Penske truck with beds, literally.
That's why I like driving, and I like having that bunk in the front.
Yeah.
Ride's very smooth up front.
so I just drive straight through. I get us back. We get back to the Kroger parking lot in Hermitage at like
10
a.m. I go home. I put my clothes in the washer and put them in the dryer, get them out, put them in my suitcase. Bonner meets me at the house at 3 o'clock, and then we drive all the way to Bienville, which is like 8 hours. We get there at like 2 a.m.
Yeah.
We sleep like what, like an hour?
2.5 hours. Maybe.
hours.
Go, we had lost an hour or gained an hour.
Gained an hour. And then we get up in the morning and we went fishing for the next 3 days. We ate at this place called Fat Belly's down there. It's a barbecue restaurant. Dude, it's fire. You would love it. You would
We
be
ate there
all
every
about
day
it.
for lunch.
Yeah, the last day I was like, Dean was like, "Y'all want to get some lunch on the way out of here?" Because we parked up my truck at Dean's and then had y'all pick us up. And like, he was like, I said something about Fat Bellies, and they acted like they didn't want to go. I was like, "Come on, man!" So we ate Fat Bellies again. It was
And they'll
really
probably
good.
never go back now that we ate there 4 days straight.
Yeah.
Y'all have heard me talk about Bienville Plantation. I know it's not Plantation. It's Bienville Outdoors now.
Yes.
So y'all have heard me talk about Bienville Outdoors. It's the big bass factory. We got a ton of content. Bonner's going
Yeah,
to
I'm
put
working on
together a video, and we're going to post it. It's going to be cool. I'm still on the hunt for my double-digit bass. I still haven't caught one yet, but I've caught some big ones there. I caught a 7 this time. I caught an 8 the time before that, and I've caught like 2 4s. And I mean, really, honestly, there's nothing in those lakes under 2 pounds. So, I mean, we caught some 4s. Bonner caught like how many fish you catch?
Probably around 10 or so.
Yeah, Bonner.
I was mostly just tanning and shooting video, but I did caught a couple.
Yeah, he caught a couple, and so it's exciting. He sent them to Jasper.
I sent him to Jasper. I wanted him to know I could catch more fish than him and Gullies and Alex Kendrick put together.
Yeah, Alex Kendrick ain't got shit on me. And dude, I don't know if Dean and his wife were just being nice to me, but like they were like, "You're really good at fishing." So I feel like every time I go there, like I learn something else. Dean just knows so much. We went to their house afterwards, and
Like
he was
Google
like,
Earth and-
he was like nerding out on Google Earth and showing me like how you can go back to like recent like the previous years and like look at lakes before they were built and stuff and see stuff that you can't see anymore because it's covered up by water. So like every time I go, man, I just learn something more about it, whether it's about vegetation or like where fish are or something like that. Like it just makes me better, honestly. I mean, it's inexpensive. It's expensive to go fish there. Like when you find out the price, you're like, holy fuck. But if you like look at it as like, this is going to make me a better fisherman, like, and I'm going to catch some really big fish and I'm going to have a good time, then like it's totally worth it.
An escape from reality.
And it's an escape from reality. I mean, and they don't only do fishing there. I mean, they do hunting, they do duck hunts. You can kill alligators there. Like they do it all. And it's like they have cabins. You can eat 3 meals a day there. 4-course meals. Like we didn't do that this time, but
I still enjoyed our fat bellies.
Yeah. So I mean, it's just a good time, man. There's low cell phone reception, so it's
that was nice.
Yeah, it's good to have a time not to look at your phone.
Yeah. For sure. And then we get down to Florida. We had a special guest with us this weekend.
Big Tom.
So
Big Tom is my point at Sony Music Publishing, for those of you who don't know who the hell Big Tom is. But it was funny. I kept telling people he was my dad.
Yeah.
I think I'm bruised, and I couldn't figure out why. I'm pretty sure it's because every time we would almost hit a curb or hit a car.
Oh, you mean Wild Greg's just like Wild Greg is Wild Greg is a
venue owner.
There's Pensacola, Indianapolis, Austin, and Lakeland.
Yeah.
So we played the one in Lakeland this week. But so we've done all of them. We've done 2 of them. We've routed 2 of them with Kid Rock dates. And he takes us to the Kid Rock show at the amphitheater. And dude, he's telling us about this island that he has.
St. Gregory,
yeah. And he's like driving with his knees and like just like looking at me and Bonner and
sticking his phone in our face and looking
that's
at us
why
for
I'm
our
bruised, because
reaction.
every time we get near a bump or a curb or a car, Tom will be like, oh God, I can't believe.
Yeah, I finally just said something, like just called him out on it. When I called him out on it, y'all died laughing.
He was like, yeah, you're just gonna kill us, Greg.
Yeah.
The shows were pretty fucking solid.
The
this
shows
weekend.
were awesome. Friday night was freaking sweet. I know, like, what was the name of that place? Renegades. So the PA was just like awful. It cut off like 6 times. But I was talking to a friend last night on the phone, and I was like, man, if I hadn't played covers for 6 years and 4 hours straight, I would have never known what to do in that situation. But it's like we didn't even skip a beat.
You just went right into Live Like You Were Dying.
Yeah,
and
just
had that
like started
crowd.
playing covers and made the crowd sing them. Like it was badass. It was. So we kept the energy up. But I remember when they finally got everything kind of working again. Because like I ended up having to, I don't know if y'all know this or not, but I sang in the house mic.
Oh, I handed you the microphone.
So that was coming out of the house speakers, wasn't coming out of the PA.
Yeah.
And so in my ears, I couldn't hear my voice.
Yep.
So my voice is fucked now. But so I just took one out and tried to rock it, But I remember walking over to the talkback and I was like, drop D section, friends in low, dick down Dallas, we're out of here,
Yeah.
But we still played like longer than a 70 minutes up?
No, you guys played about, with everything, you guys probably played about an hour.
Yeah, that's good.
So yeah.
Good enough for government.
Yeah, absolutely.
And the promoters and everything, everybody was happy.
The crowd was loving it, man. And West Palm Beach, they know how to get down.
And I had a lot of people, come up to me and be like, man, you handled that, perfectly. Like, we had a good time. And
West Palm was a blast. The storms were crazy, man. Florida weather is fucked. 1 minute it's like 90 degrees and great. The next minute it's fucking pouring rain, and then the power can go out, and then this and that, the other thing. Definitely some experience what it's like on a big level to see some confusion out there with the weather.
Yeah, it was pretty crazy.
Yeah, we were just laying in the dark, basically, because there's one chair in our dressing room, and there's 4 or 5 of us.
Yeah,
of us.
going back to Big Tom, Saturday night show, Tom was so tired that, like, our green room, sometimes our green room has couches in it when we're with Kid Rock, but sometimes, like, we just get the small room with, like, one chair in it.
Yeah.
And Tom was like so tired from the night before. It's just like a 7-year-old laying on the floor taking a nap using somebody's backpack for a pillow. It was hilarious. And then we're in our green room and like the power's going on and off and like, the storming, like you said. And all of a sudden I just hear somebody outside of the window going, woo, woo. And then I think Bonner and you goes, dude, Ric Flair's outside.
Yeah, I looked out the window and was like, oh shit, there's Ric Flair.
Yeah, Ric Flair. So I wanted to meet him at first, but then I was just like, fuck it, I'm not gonna bother the guy.
Yeah.
He posted a picture of him and Bob and those girls they were with.
Yeah. I thought those were his daughters.
I mean, they might have been. He tagged them. I didn't know who they were.
Yeah. Who knows?
But he tagged them, and it was like right in front of our green room.
Yeah. That's crazy.
Looked like it took it with an iPhone. I could have helped him out.
It's one of those surreal moments where it's just like, damn, 6 years ago, if you would have told me I would be doing this,
Right.
I would be like, yeah, right.
Bro, 2 years ago.
Yeah, 2 years ago.
It
Yeah.
was awesome because your mom got to come too.
Yeah.
Yeah, Wendy and Joel were having a party on Saturday. They had a good time.
Yeah, the Wild Greg's in Lakeland was probably my favorite. I liked it more than the Panama City show. I mean,
Pensacola?
The PA was just like so loud.
Yeah.
It was roaring, and the crowd was just. We had that fight break out in the crowd. A bunch of women.
Yeah.
Bunch of women and then dudes, and I mean the Wild Greg security takes care of business. Yeah. Wild Greg runs a tight.
I saw
ship.
you running over there at
running
one
over
point.
there,
I was
Burrell.
like, "What is Burrell doing?"
I was like, bro, I was going to break it up.
He's having flashback PTSD from his
Broadway
Whiskey Row days.
Yeah.
Yeah. Did you get involved in that?
No, but I watched security do what they did. I was making sure nothing. When I heard that there was something, I thought that it might have. I always make sure that nothing goes near the stage and make sure nobody's throwing shit at you guys or any of that stuff. Yeah. But yeah, no, that was the highest energy Wild Greg show because of course I missed the first one day COVID, never forget.
Yeah.
That was the wildest Wild Greg show that I've ever seen.
It was fun, man. It was a good time. And then we left that night. And y'all dropped me off at my truck, and me and Bonner, dude, I felt like we were never going to get back to Nashville yesterday.
Yeah, it was a haul.
I don't feel like I slept that long, did I?
But my favorite, Bonner always has his neck pillow when he rides with me, and it's like the thing.
I slept from Auburn to Birmingham, I think.
Yeah, we stopped in Auburn, and he took a shit, and he got back in the car. He was like, I feel great now.
Dude,
we listen to a lot of great music together.
Yeah.
Oh, mentioning Big Tom, he has this playlist on his like personal Spotify that's called Songs That Exist Because of Me. And it's just full of bangers.
It's fucking
dude.
bangers. He was like, I'm not going to send y'all the link because,
Yeah,
being humble.
Yeah, he was trying to be humble.
And I was like, fuck this. I'm going to Google it and find it.
Yeah, Bonner found it.
Hell
So.
yeah.
It was a straight banger. It was like 5-hour
Dude,
playlist.
there's so many songs that
They're all like
exist
radio
because of him.
smashes.
Yeah, they were number
one
ones.
bangers.
Yeah.
That's wild.
Thank you, Tom. I listened to it today as well.
Yeah. He definitely doesn't watch this. He might try to cancel me himself if he watches this podcast.
But yeah, coming up now, back in the Southeast with those Kid Rock shows.
Yeah.
ATL, Charlotte, Raleigh.
Atlanta. And then I'm playing a show on Thursday. Did you hear about that?
Yeah.
We do we?
I think it's Wadawi, isn't it?
What did Alex call it?
We do we.
We do we.
Yeah. It's this girl hit me up on Instagram, was like, we have a little restaurant here. And I was just like, I told Alex, I was like, dude, if they're willing to pay the minimum, then like, fuck it, let's go, I'm play a 90-minute set acoustic with Terry, like, sorry, whatever, and let's go get this bread, because I'm planning to do an album, so let's save up some money. So yeah, I'm planning on cutting an album in January and put out around this time next year. So that's the plan, a full length album. Like 10 to 12 songs. But before then, I'll still be putting out singles. So don't worry, there's going to be no shortage on music.
Plenty of music coming. And then the following week, back at full strength with the full band, we're going to Texas. We're doing Buda or Buddha. I've heard it both.
Everybody there calls it Buda.
Buda.
Well, Tracy from there keeps saying Buddha. Like I talked to her. She called me today and was like, yeah, we had a great time in Buddha. And I was like, isn't it? So it's
Let's
weird.
call her right now.
It's like a tomato. It's like a tomato tomato.
Well.
They had the owner's birthday party there last night. Ramona Ayala played like the big.
She might not answer then.
She was hurting this morning when I was talking to her. She might answer. This is great.
Sacco and them call it Buda.
Sacco, but they're not from there. They're from.
I feel like they got to be hip enough to know.
I mean, yeah, they do live in Austin.
Yeah, Ingram, send me a voice memo what it is.
Buda.
Historic downtown Buda, downtown Buda.
The Buda drugstore. Buda.
Downtown Buda.
Buda! Exactly.
We're going to be at Mavericks down there, full band. And then we've got, you're playing at the Houston Amphitheater in the Woodlands with Bob, and then an after party at Rowdy's in Spring, which is that bar that we did.
Okay, I was wondering if we were playing an after party. I just didn't see it on my calendar.
Yeah,
That sandwich place across the street is pretty good.
Yeah, the sandwich place across the street was good. Remember we went to that like Chinese restaurant?
That's where you and the girl like made out in the alley.
I crawled, yes.
Yeah.
Had a good time. And there was like the dance floor.
The merch girl?
There was like the dance floor like around the bar kind of thing. And then
I think that girl hit me up on it. Some girl had sent us a message on Instagram. It's like, hey, I sold your merch for you somewhere at this place. Do you want me to drive down and do it at this place? So maybe she was wanting some more Baril.
Like, we got a merch guy now, but you can do another job.
Yeah.
And then next Saturday, I think is going to be probably one of the coolest moments of the Kid Rock tour.
What is that?
You
Dallas.
singing Dick Down in Dallas in fucking Dallas, Texas.
Dallas, Texas.
Wiz
That's going to be cool.
Kenzie will be there, hopefully.
Word of the week, courtesy of Jack Cape.
Yeah.
Boondoggle.
Yeah, I've never heard of that.
I haven't.
How do you use that in a sentence?
What did it? Didn't Alex say something?
He said what it meant.
Yeah.
Shit show clusterfuck challenging adventure.
What is it?
It says that Boondoggle is a shit show clusterfuck challenging adventure. My love life is one big boondoggle.
That seems like
Clusterfuck
pretty good to
shit
me.
show challenging adventure.
I mean, clusterfuck. Do y'all say clusterfuck?
I say,
Yeah, I say it all the time.
I say clusterfuck all the time.
Yeah, I've never heard of that ever.
I don't know what this.
That must be some Mobile
Mobile
shit. Yeah.
Them damn little.
Dude, Jack Cape is probably one of the funniest humans I've ever met in my
Really?
life. Have y'all ever met him?
Yeah.
Yeah, we.
Dude, he calls Alex every day, like, just to talk shit for like hours. And he will talk forever until Alex is like, all right, Jack, I got to get back to work, or like whatever. But he's awesome, man. I'll tell you this story about Jack. It's hilarious. So, Alex manages Winston Ramble, and Winston Ramble, it was like Alex's 30th birthday, and they played a show up in Florence, Alabama. And I went because, back then I was not playing that. I mean, I still played every weekend, but, every now and then I'd have a weekend off. And I went to the show. It was like in this little place. It was like a small like show or whatever. Alex got up and sang that night. It was his birthday. He got drunk. I saw his wiener for the first time. And, I don't know why I felt that was important to add, but it happened. And
Well, we're fucked. We're fired.
you can just edit that out.
Hey, who do we have coming on next?
Well, we got
But
a game to play.
anyways, I'm finishing my fucking story here. And so I was like, fuck this. I'm going to get Jack as drunk as I can. And Jack gets drunk, and he ends up like cussing his girlfriend out and making her cry.
Oh, no.
And which is now his wife,
Oh, good.
And he's like, and Wendy, Alex's mom's name is Wendy too.
Oh, perfect.
Yeah, she spells it differently. But anyways, it was just funny because, I was like, I'm going to get this guy drunk. You know how I'll do that to y'all.
Unfortunately.
That is what you do.
And
We got a game to
anyways.
play.
a game to play.
Yes. Alex compiled.
Let's do that with Jordan.
We're doing all the segments.
we're doing the game with Jordan?
Segments are number 4, Bonner.
Oh, I didn't look at that part yet.
You're an office administrator.
Yeah.
Yeah, what are you doing? I mean, damn.
Damn. Well, I guess I'll throw my phone back across the room.
Can't believe you work here.
Fuck. Brutal.
Who do we got coming on as today's guest?
So we got Jordan Rager. He's been out on the road with us. He's a great guy, and he's somebody that I've looked up to for a long time in the songwriting world and in the artist world, and I'm excited about having him to sit down with us and have a conversation with us about life and music and all that cool stuff. So here's our interview with Jordan Rager. Before we get started here, let me just show you. You look at the elbow. Just watch the elbow.
Watch the
every
elbow.
time. Every time. You'll never miss.
Without
You're not
miss.
looking at my elbow.
No, I'm looking at your nice eyes.
Look at my elbow.
Looking at your nice eyes.
It works. You're not doing
God
it.
damn it.
You'll never miss. We had to practice. Jordan Rager, what's up, man? How you been? I feel like I haven't seen you in a month of Sundays.
5'10", baby.
What have you been doing?
Did you say I'm 5'10"?
Yeah, gotta hype you up for the internet.
Apparently, I've been growing.
Damn.
I say I'm not 5'10".
How tall are you?
5'7".
Yeah.
Yeah.
How tall's Bonner? 5'4"?
Well,
Well,
last year when I was out with y'all, we had a discussion about this.
we
and
were like back to back. I think we were like same height, right?
like he tried to tell me he was what
5'4" and 3/4.
5'4" and 3/4. But he's almost eye level with me if we stand just like eye to eye. So I was like, dang, I know for a fact I'm 5'7". So
You're
one
a
of us
little
is
bit
lying.
taller now that you haven't got your hair cut.
I think so too. I look like a fucking Muppets character when I take my hat off. But dude, with your Air Maxes, you got to be at least 5'10".
These definitely help.
Those are Air Max 90s, right?
Yeah. This is my favorite pair of sneakers.
Air Max 90s.
Off-white, baby.
I had a gray and like black color, like an off gray.
Mm-hmm. I've got a pair like that I wear to the gym.
When I wore Dickies and like tall tees and shit.
Back when we were athletic.
Yeah.
You played football, I played baseball.
I wasn't really athletic. I was more like, a gangster. I want to be gangster.
T-Bird.
Yeah, T-Bird. I had one of those Atlanta hats, but it was like green and it was like pinstriped, and it had my Birdman stitched in the back of it.
I like it.
It's my drug selling days. What does the side of your shoe say when you first walked in here?
It's really.
I thought it was Sharpie.
It's really funny.
Like
so
Randy wrote you a love letter on there or something.
So the off-white shoes will have like, this is what like the inside of like Nike. The idea is like the shoes turned inside out. So my mom actually bought these for me for Christmas one year because I sent them to her because she asked for Christmas gifts all the time. And so I sent her these pair of shoes and I was like, these are kind of like way expensive for like what I usually ask for. So like, I'm not expecting these in any way, shape or form. And then she ended up buying them. And then Christmas morning, she was like, I thought I messed up because they just had the writing all on them. Like I thought like, she's like, are those supposed to be like that?
Yeah.
You know?
How do you clean them?
My mom's hip, you know.
How do you clean them?
He just doesn't wear them that much. You have like an extensive like shoe collection.
You're a
right?
sneakerhead, right?
I'm a sneaker guy.
I'm like a wannabe sneakerhead.
I would say I'm a wannabe sneaker guy. Like there's some guys in town that have like Mitchell Tenpenny has a
Yeah, he has a
room
ton.
in his house for his shoes. That's it.
Full of Jordans, right?
Just shelves, a room as big as this one with just shelves, just Jordans.
Do you
It's
watch
insane.
the Complex show, the sneaker shopping on Complex?
All the time.
Dude, it's awesome.
I've never seen it.
I just sit there and nerd out
Like the
about
little Yachty one where they go to his house and it's just like 3 episodes and it's just like, fuck.
yeah.
How many pairs of Jordans do you own?
Man,
You're a ones guy, right?
I like ones, but I'm not like just a ones guy. Like one of my favorite pairs of shoes is the Bread 4s.
Those are solid.
I love that pair of shoes. My first pair of Jordans ever was the Rookie of the Year, the gold ones with the MJ stats around the flaps. Man, I got into shoes a couple of years ago, and it's the damnedest thing because you think like I'm gonna look so cool,
Yeah.
but then like most people that you come across like don't actually know anything about those shoes, so they're just like, oh yeah, cool sneakers, bro. And it's like it's almost like
Yeah,
not,
but when you do meet somebody,
but when you
it's
do
like-
meet somebody and they're like, hey, bro.
Yeah.
Nice shoes.
I
That's
think we can
a
talk about
sweet compliment.
I feel like it's like a location thing because like I feel like Nashville's kind of there but not there yet. Have you been to the Soul Collector in Hendersonville? It's like a boutique sneaker shop and it's like somewhere you'd see in LA or Vegas.
Yeah, I've heard about it, but I haven't been. I don't have that
fucking awesome.
money.
You should at least go in and look. It's solid.
do some window shopping. I wish I could get away with wearing like sneakers, but
I think you could. Just
dude,
got to find the right pair.
I bought a pair of Converse one time because like I like the old school look, and I was like, man, I'm gonna look so badass in these. They were black, but like in the insole was like red.
Yeah.
And black and red together is really cool. I mean, I know you're a Georgia fan.
About to say the coolest color scheme you can come up with.
I mean, I'm more of a crimson guy, but we're not going to talk about that.
We can if you want to.
We can if you want.
We can.
what
For
I mean?
once in my life, we can if you want
Yeah,
to.
we can talk about it if you want. But I bought them, dude. I look like fucking clown wearing those things. I wore them one night and never wore them again.
Now, I will say there have been several pairs of shoes that I've put on that I've been like, oh, hell no. I can't pull these off.
But you see somebody wearing them, you're like, damn, I wish those looked like that.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. I've seen so many on like, you'd be on Instagram or whatever social you're scrolling through. And I'm like, that's a cool pair of shoes. And then I'll like find them somewhere or whatever. And I'm just like, nope, I can't do those. Can't pull them off.
Me and Bonner went fishing last week, and this weekend I was like looking at my feet. I was like, what are these dots on my feet? And it was a Croc tan.
It was a Croc tan.
Yeah,
the
you'll get
holes.
that with
Yeah.
the holes, man.
Oh,
Like,
yeah.
you will get a Croc tan.
Unless you got the little
dude.
decorations that they have where you can like
Bonner-
plug the
I got
holes.
the gibbets on mine.
Do you?
Yeah.
I will agree that Crocs are the most atrocious.
But they're cool now though.
They're so comfortable.
Yeah, I mean, I remember I started wearing them like 4 years ago. I remember I had a status on Facebook. I was like, "What's the hate with Crocs?" And I was on the beach family trip, and I went and bought a pair. But now everybody wears them. I'm not saying I'm a trend starter, but I'm just saying that like I started wearing them before they were cool. But I mean, apparently they're cool, but they are like they look disgusting. You know what I mean? I love wearing them.
I'll say you said like you wish you could pull off sneakers. Like sometimes I wish I could pull off Crocs because like I put them on and I'm like these are comfortable as hell.
Yeah,
but then I see myself in them and I'm like take them off. I can't do that. You know.
Nikki T just got the like Yeezy made like
Does he get the slides?
He has the slides, but they're from China, so they're not like they're like.
He got the reps.
He got the whatever the knockoff one is.
Yeah.
He ordered them on the internet. I can say this because he brags about them being the knockoff one, but they're like the most ridiculous looking.
Oh, he got the foam runners.
Yeah, they're like pink, like weirdest looking thing, and it's like but Nikki T put him on, and it's like they fit him perfectly. Like Nikki T can get away with wearing anything that he wants.
I played his Rowdy on the Row round on Saturday, and I'm pretty sure he was wearing those.
Yes, yeah, he had just gotten them in.
Yeah.
My best friend from college got me a pair of Yeezys for Christmas, and I'm scared to wear them outside. I don't want anything to happen to him. He got me the reflective ones, like that, like tan reflective ones that just came out. I'm scared to wear them outside. I don't want nothing to happen to him.
Damn.
I get it. I mean, they're expensive, man. Like,
I think if I was like in Vegas or LA or somewhere that wasn't a lot of like dirt, I probably would wear them more. But you just can't do that in Nashville. It fucking rains every 15 minutes.
Dude, I like wearing socks with my Crocs. Like,
Dude,
I feel like when I don't wear socks, like I just get like dirt and stuff under my toenails.
Oh, you definitely do.
Sock it before you croc it.
Yeah.
So you rock the sock and Croc.
Yeah,
gotcha.
Yeah.
Gotta get
I'll
protection.
do that sometimes, but I'm going commando today. We're just going for it.
No 4-wheel drive.
I wore shorts on the last podcast we were on, and I remember just like
See your ball sack hanging out there?
No, I just remember like watching it back. I was like, that looks fucking terrible. So I threw on my jeans and came today.
Well, did you sit like that the whole time?
I did. Yeah, that's how I sit. It hides my gut, so you know what I mean. I'm just gonna sit here and look less fat.
I put on real pants for y'all today. I'm
But dude, you said
ready to see
you
y'all.
said a year ago. Has it been that long since you were out on the road with us?
You're in Raleigh with us.
I was thinking of the Raleigh show that we did.
Like
yeah, it
last
was like
summer, right?
August, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is
That was a fun show.
Y'all got drunk that night.
I did.
Oh, Johnson
that
County or
John.
Jackson County's
That was
finest.
the night of the puppets. Mcilwain.
Yeah, that was Mcilwain playing with the puppets, and us jamming to Nickelback and Limp Bizkit and Creed like nonstop.
Y'all stayed up till like 5 or 6 that morning.
Yeah, we stayed the night in Raleigh that
I had at a vegan restaurant last night. I was like, Jordan's gonna fucking think I'm weird as fuck. I was like, I had fucking a kimchi sandwich for dinner.
We did Boathouse that weekend.
It was it was Boathouse the night before, which that one was good too. But the one I remember from that weekend was Lincoln Theater in Raleigh, because I remember waking up the next day. The day we were in Raleigh, I remember waking up on the bandwagon and just getting like vicious motion sickness. Like, I don't know if you even know this, but like I remember I saw Terry and Mitch in the lounge when I rolled out of my bunk, and they were like, "Sup, dude? How you feeling?" And I think they thought I was hungover. But like I was like so ill that I couldn't speak. So I was just like, and then like ran to the bathroom in the back of the thing and did my business, laid back down, and I was good to go. So I was thinking that show was going to be miserable, and for me anyway, and it ended up being like it was a great time. We had a lot of fun.
One thing I've noticed about when we have Jordan out on the road with us is that he has people that show up to see him. They don't give a fuck about us. You know what I mean?
That's not true.
Well, you know what I'm saying, but
Well,
it is cool that people come to see, and see you play. You've got fans all over, man.
It means the world to me, man. Like walking around for CMA Fest this past week, first of all, Nashville hasn't done CMA Fest in 2 years. And also where I'm at in my career right now, like I'm just not playing as many shows as I used to. And there's still people that show up to these shows and like care that I'm going to be somewhere. Yeah. And for, a kid that moved from a small town in Georgia that just like literally would have been happy doing anything music related, for that to be like where I'm at in my career, like I can't really complain about anything.
Yeah, let's get into some of that. So you're from Georgia. What part of Georgia are you from?
Little town called Loganville.
Yeah, where is that?
It's about an hour and some change northeast of Atlanta, and then a little ways southwest of Athens.
Same town Nick Haynes is from.
Okay, sweet. I didn't know that.
And Jon Langston.
Yeah.
Jon Langston. Did you and Jon Langston like meet in high school or what?
Shortly after high school. I was 19, and
is he older or younger?
He's older than me.
Okay.
And I was younger than everybody I've met until recently. Like, I swear to God, I was just the youngest person of every friends group, every circle that I was in for the longest time until recently. And I feel like it happened like that, Like I went from like rookie to veteran in no time.
Oh, dude. I mean, I've always felt like the old guy everywhere. So
see, I always felt like the young guy.
How old are you?
28 now. But I moved to Nashville when I was 19. So I was like the greenest I could be in like every room I walked in, I was the newest guy. If you were like, oh, how long you been in town? I hated that question because my answer was like 15 minutes. And that doesn't impress anybody. In fact, it almost sets you like farther back in their mind because they're like, oh, you ain't been here long enough to know, you know. So
was that what was your first like musical thing in Georgia? What got you into the music?
I was 14 years old.
I mean, I know like a lot of the great songs you've written and all this stuff, but I've never.
I was watching you on YouTube back in the day.
Where it all started, you know?
Yeah, I've dug into the old JR YouTube files as well.
Sitting on the bed of your truck playing covers.
You know, it was that and then like playing gigs around my hometown for the longest time. I think the first one I played was a July 4th festival when I was 14. It was like the first time I ever performed in front of somebody. Like I sang in church. My dad is a pastor and he was the one that kind of encouraged me to like start singing. And so I started singing a little bit here and there in church and like that was fun, but like I could tell I wanted to do more than just like, you know, church songs. And so I started talking to my mom about like, what if I started playing shows? And I didn't even know what that meant, you know? Like, what does that even mean at 14 years old? I couldn't play guitar. I was barely a singer. I just liked doing it.
Yeah.
And my mom, who is the best, Mom, shout out to you. You're going to hate this episode, but I appreciate you watching anyway. Mom, God bless her, drove me to everything that she could have drove me to make sure that I played every show that I could have within a couple hours radius of our hometown.
That's awesome.
And, you know, I never made any money off those. It was every one of them for the first like 3, 4, 5 years was for exposure, just like, you know, everybody does. And Mom didn't take a dime. She just drove me around and was super thankful to make those memories with me and be a part of like me chasing my dream.
Yeah, dude, that's great, man. You never, you know what I mean? You can't ever relive those moments again. You know what I mean? And nothing can take them away from you either, you know?
Some of my fondest memories of like playing music is still those 3-4 hour like acoustic shows or full band shows where like, you know, you're playing.
All your friends are there. Your parents are there. Like your parents' friends are there.
I had this. There's a bar that's not there anymore in my hometown. It was called American Tavern, and that was like my home spot. That was home field for me. I did like one Friday every month, and we always packed it out with all of my high school buddies. And then it grew to other high schools around our town started having people show up. Then it ended up being like a competition with like the high school football games because, you know, like I said, Friday nights in small towns like where we're from is like, that's a big deal. And, you know, then it was like there was just as many people talking about, you know, oh man, we're going to go see Jordan after like the first half of the football game, or we're going to go to the concert and then go to the second half of the football game or whatever was going on. And it was just, it was a fun time, man, because like it was just for fun. It wasn't music for anything other than just the sake of making music and having all your buddies there. Yeah.
So how did you meet up with Jon Langston and all those guys? Was that here in town or was that back home?
Me and Jon met the same way.
Didn't you write She's So Georgia?
I did.
You wrote that and a couple other ones. But
so me and Jon met the same way you did, actually. He slid into my DMs.
Really? Hell yeah.
You were on Instagram. He was on Twitter. And
that's great.
So I had heard Forever Girl.
Yeah.
Just like through
Who didn't?
Yeah.
In the Southeast.
I mean, just from being in Georgia, you heard Forever Girl.
Yeah.
And I was like, I like this guy's music. I don't know anything about him. And then one day, all of a sudden, bang, he just shows up in my DMs and was like, dude, I see you're from Loganville. My family lives here. And I was like, shit, my family lives here. And we still lived both in Georgia at the time. Yeah. So we got together at one of the local Mexican restaurants in our hometown. There's several. Yeah. And we had lunch and got to know each other a little bit. And then we actually went back to his parents' house and started writing what became the EP that had Running on Sunshine, She's So Georgia, and Stronger Than Whiskey and Middle of Nowhere were the 4 songs on that. Me and Jon basically started those 4 songs that day. Like the first day we met, we were like, yeah, we can get some lunch and like maybe kick some song ideas around. And I thought, like I'm just going to get a buddy out of this. Yeah. And here I am, all these years later, I'm leaving on Wednesday to go on a writer's retreat with him to write for his first record, man. It's so cool.
I think McKinney's somewhere down there writing some songs with him this week.
I think Matt's on the first block, and then I'm on the second.
Well, fuck it. What I mean?
I don't want to hang out with McKinney, no way.
Tall fucking...
Too many words in
tall
those songs.
motherfucker. Right. Fuck you, McKinney.
Dude, I swear to God, when me and him write songs, I'm like, all right, did you leave some words at home today?
Yeah.
I don't need you bringing all your words into my songs today.
Yeah, love
Can't
that guy.
breathe
man.
when
He's
I sing
awesome.
Matt McKinney songs.
Oh, motherfucker.
But yeah, dude, that's crazy. I just remembered Langston busting on the scene and like, you know, I mean, the only person that I can like really think in the Southeast that's been like that, you know, it was Corey Smith, and then there was Jon Langston. I mean, dude, like everybody went crazy when they heard Jon Langston. I remember I started working with Cape, you know, Alex, my manager. And he was like, we got this guy, his name is Jon Langston. I was like, I know Jon Langston. Like, I know who he is, you know, because Alex ran production. He said that he ran production for you.
Yeah.
And
Travis Denning. Frat shows at Auburn.
Yeah, a couple of times.
Several times.
Anyways, like, so, like, you guys were, you know, like, that whole crew was kind of like, you know, something I looked up to. I mean, y'all had really had some, you know, not saying you don't now, but y'all really had something special in that, you know, in that era of music. I remember I opened for John at like this frat party in Tuscaloosa, you know?
I did that a few times. Well, I remember one time me and Langston opened for Corey Smith.
Yeah.
In Auburn. And actually, this might have been one that Alex was working. I don't remember because we had too much fun. But man, that was, it was such a fun time to like so I met Langston, was like the first guy that I met that like did music. I didn't know many people that did music growing up.
Yeah.
Like I said, my town's not like the smallest one in Georgia, but like there wasn't many people that played music or even cared about it.
Yeah,
my buddies were like, yeah, Leonard Skinner, but that was it. Like they didn't care about anything else.
Yeah, it was like you had a burnt CD. You had like, in my hometown, you had a burnt CD and you had like Tupac,
Mike Jones,
Jason Aldean.
Who the hell is Mike
like,
Jones?
You know, Mike Jones. Like, but you had it all on one CD. You know what I mean? And you just Leonard Skinner, like, you know, some classic rock, but it was just like one CD, and that's all you listen. You just rode around and listened to it.
I have a funny story real quick. When I mentioned my dad's a pastor, and you know, my mom and dad were like, you know, on the stricter side of raising us, and they weren't like bad, but they had certain things they didn't want us listening to and watching. And I remember when I was a kid, you know, I moved to Loganville when I was 12. I actually wasn't born in Loganville, but that's where I did most of my growing up. So anyway, I started sixth grade. Not knowing really anybody, and most of the music that I listened to was like country, and that was it.
Yeah,
because that was really all that like was exposed to me at the time. And then I learned about rock and roll and hip hop and you know, just other popular music when I was in middle school. So I started burning CDs, like ripping songs off LimeWire.
Yeah, of course.
And then I would burn the CD, and then I would write like Casting Crowns on it.
Yeah.
Or like Chris Tomlin on it.
Nice.
And then I just put it in my CD player, and then even if my folks happen to see it, they just be like, "Oh, that's good. He's listening to the good stuff," you know.
That's secular music.
Now, if they had ever put it in the CD player, I don't know what I would have done, but.
But man, it was
that was on there. But man, it was a fun time to come up with music. I had Langston that I had started working with. I met a guy named Thomas Archer out of Milledgeville, Georgia, who's written a couple things for Combs and Aldine now. Me and Thomas was my first co-write ever. First person I ever sat down to write a song with. He showed up to my parents' house when I was 16, and we wrote two songs that ended up being on an independent CD that I put out a long time ago. And that people still ask me to play. They still show up to shows and ask. And
what are those songs called?
Burning Gasoline was one of them because that was the title of the album. Yeah. And I'll have to think of the other one. I'll come back to it. But around that time, I started meeting, I met Travis Denning. I met Cole Taylor. I met Farron Rachels. I met a lot of people that were already making their way up to Nashville.
Well, this is already before you moved up here.
Yeah, I was making the trip up to Nashville before I even moved up here. Yeah. I've been in Nashville officially a little over 8 years, but I've been coming to Nashville for well over 10.
Oh, wow.
So, you know, I was making the trip back and forth to Georgia to just write with anybody that I could.
What is that like coming up here and not being able to go out to the bar?
It sucked.
Yeah.
It really
sucked.
sucked.
When you turned 21, you were living here. It's like...
You know? Oh, it made everything easier. I can tell you that much. I was never much on, like, I went out and, like, I still go out. Like, you guys have seen me go out. But, like, I never cared that much about, like, the whole, like, let's go to, you know, town and just, like, drink our faces off all night or whatever. Like, that's never been.
It's expensive.
It's expensive, and it's hard on the liver. It's hard on the mind. It's hard on the body, and it was just never my bag. No judgment for anybody that wants to do that. And I've still got those nights in me, but it's just not something I ever wanted to do all the time. But at the same time, I wasn't able to go out and see people and do things. So it was tough. It was like, you know, everybody was like, all right, we're going to go to Whiskey Jam tonight because you know, Jonathan Singleton's playing and Cadillac 3 is going to headline. And I'm like, cool, I'll be playing Call of Duty at home. I can't go.
Yeah, I'm not old enough. That's crazy.
Yeah.
I didn't know that y'all had started all 4 of those songs on that EP. I mean, I used to jam that thing, dude. That's freaking sweet. So how do you get? Oh, so my first experience of knowing who Jordan Rager was is I was married at the time. I was sitting on the couch. You were on The Voice, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
For like a minute.
And what was the song you auditioned with? It was a Brantley Gilbert song, right?
Chicken Fried.
Oh, Chicken Fried. I thought it was Country Must Be Countrywide. Did you sing that on the show?
No, but that would have made a lot more sense.
I know you didn't want to talk about this.
No, I totally talk about this. I don't mind. I don't mind talking about the whole voice thing. It was just something that like when people find out I was on it, they're always like, "Tell me everything." And there's not that much to tell. I was 17 years old and I had no fucking clue what I was doing.
That was before you moved up here, right?
Oh yeah. My mom, talking about my mom. My mom signed me up for that, and like I didn't even know about it.
Was that before or after you met John?
Before.
Okay.
I met John when I was 19. This was when I was 17. I was still in high school.
So he had like Forever Girl, and you had like the voice thing going on. So y'all, it was kind of cool. It's like we're both big dogs back then.
Well, I don't know that we definitely didn't feel like big dogs. We just felt like two.
But y'all had a better start than most people. I mean, if you you got a good song that's doing well, and hell, you've been on TV when you're 17. That's pretty cool.
So that's the thing about.
I guess that's just standard for Georgia guys.
That's the thing. We just have the easiest path in country music.
Yeah.
We get perks nobody else gets.
Just hop on I-24 and you're here.
Yeah. Just say you're from the Peach State, and they just automatically like you more. But we'll get more into that later. But no, man, it was like. It was just two dudes that like really liked making music that found another person that liked making music. And I think it was like the first time for both me and him that like we had ever, I know for Langston, like I remember when Langston played his first show like ever.
Wow.
And he was texting me beforehand, like, man, what do I do to like prepare? Like, I'm a little nervous. Like, do I do vocal warm-ups? Like, what do I do? And I'm trying to like, give him like, I don't have a regimen at the time. I'm 19. I'm like, I don't know, put a dip in and like say a prayer. I don't know. Like that's all I would do. But it was fun, man. There wasn't any thought into it. And sometimes I miss those days when like there wasn't like there isn't a reason behind what you're doing. You're just making music with a buddy. That's when it's fun.
No, I remember seeing you on The Voice. I was like, that guy's pretty good. Hell yeah. And then like the YouTube thing, you would sit on your back porch or your truck and play songs every week, I
had a manager when I was 19 that was I'll just go ahead and tell you who it is. It was Outings Daddy. I knew Jason's family for a long time in Georgia before I moved to Nashville, and we got connected at a show I played in Rockdale somewhere. And he just kind of helped me out with like stuff around, like he knew people in Nashville. I didn't know anybody in Nashville, so he'd hook me up with rights and shows and meetings and whatnot. And through that, I met Jason. And Barry was the one to have the YouTube idea. I hated that idea. Yeah. Because my only thing was like once I started to get really serious about music, and it was shortly after I did The Voice, because The Voice taught me something that I didn't know about myself yet, was like I wanted to write songs. Yeah. Like on The Voice, I was singing somebody else's songs, and it felt like I was like a fish out of water. I didn't. Yeah. It was a great experience for what it was. Like at 17 years old, like that's a thing that like I've looked back fondly on. But like
it's like you look at something like that, and it's like, okay, well, like I don't want to be fucking the contest singer for the rest of my life.
And I also cared about like the craft of songwriting. Yeah. And that wasn't what that show was about. So it just wasn't, it was something that made me go like, cool, I want to write songs. And so when Barry came to me with the idea of like, what if you did like cover songs on YouTube? I was like, I hate that idea. Yeah. That's like the opposite of what I want to do. But he talked me into it, and I was like, at the time, I was like, hell, what's the harm? You know, if it works, cool. If it doesn't, then I didn't lose anything for it. There's 100, maybe 1,000 other people doing the same thing on YouTube. So maybe mine catch. And they did for no reason. I still can't figure it out. Some of those videos have got like 50, 60, 70,000 views on like a cover of me singing like an FGL song. And like, it just became something more than I ever dreamed it would be. And that ultimately led to me being in Nashville, because the guy that brought me to Nashville, Jeremy Stover, watched one of those YouTube videos.
That's awesome. Mm-hmm. So did you move here and sign a deal immediately or what?
Pretty much, yeah.
That's great.
I know. And I feel like such an asshole saying that. Like, for the longest time, I didn't like telling people that.
Who cares?
You know? But, like, yeah, so I was 19. I'll never forget this. Jeremy Stover called me, and I had a 615 number pop up on my phone, and I had no idea who it was. But I knew 615 was Nashville. So I'm on the way to Kroger in Loganville to pick up groceries for my mother.
Yeah.
That's what I'm doing when I get this phone call. I pick the phone up, and he goes, he's real country, too. He's, hey, boy, this is Jeremy Stover. I produced Justin Moore, and I was wondering what your availability is for the rest of this year. This is August 2013 when this is happening. And I was like, man, I'm just booking up shows. And also, how'd you get my number? And, you know, like, what's going on here? I don't know. I thought one of my buddies was like messing with me or what was going on. I didn't know what was going on. And he convinced me that it was real and brought me up to Nashville, introduced me to Pete Hartung, who was my first real manager in Nashville. And he also managed Justin, so that was kind of that connection. And they basically said they wanted to put me on tour with Justin Moore at 19 years old. And Stover wanted to cut some sides on me, so he wanted to sign me to like a very like minimal publishing deal. And I had no idea.
Like, cut sides? What the hell is that?
I didn't know what any of that meant. Cut sides, publishing deal. Like, what the I heard tour. That was enough for me. Like,
you heard shows.
Yeah, I heard
tour with Justin Moore.
On the road with
good.
Justin Moore. Say no more. So that tour was an amazing experience. Justin and his guys treated me like family, and they didn't have to, because I found out later on that they found out that I was going to ride the band bus like the night before they left. So like they like finally get their first headline tour, and all the band guys were super stoked about having their own bus. Yeah. And then the night before they leave for the first date, Pete calls them and says, "Oh, by the way, we're sticking a 19-year-old in the bottom left bunk.
Yeah. You got a bottom bunk?
Take care of him." Oh, no, I was
top, baby.
I was like,
come on, man.
I don't even get a bottom bunk.
You know how this goes. Oh, dude, and they showed me the ropes, and they made sure I was taken care of the whole time. And then Stover made sure that I met everybody that I needed to meet my first go around here in Nashville. And can't thank that guy enough, because if it's not for Jeremy Stover, and if it's not for Justin Moore, and it's not for Pete Hartung and Barry Williams, I'm not sitting here talking to you right now.
Yeah, man, that's great. That's awesome. That's wild.
Yeah, see, what's funny is I remember, so I interviewed you years ago on my college radio show.
On Radio Tour.
It was, well, no, this was set up over Facebook with Barry Williams, and it was a phone. It was a phone call. It was a message over Facebook Messenger back when I was drinking. I was definitely still drinking, because you were getting ready to go on tour with Justin Moore. That's how long ago this was. And the show was called, you're gonna laugh at it now because I'm a New Yorker. It was called Redneck Radio, and it was this college radio show that I had. But it's funny you bring up Barry Williams. That's literally how I got my interview with you. 8-9 years ago.
Is there any way to access that interview?
I want to look back, because I was probably drunk as piss on my college radio show doing that interview.
And I was 19, so Laura only knows what I said.
Yeah, it was.
Maybe we shouldn't dig that up. Maybe we should just let that die.
It should die.
Burrell showed this. Burrell shared this. I don't know if you shared it on Facebook or just showed it to me, but his first interview was with Garth Brooks.
It wasn't my first one, but I got to interview him.
He had his head buzzed, and Burrell's just talking with his hands.
I was
same as he is now. You know,
I was an intern at an adult contemporary radio station, so soccer mom music, so like Bruno Mars, Taylor Swift, Bon Jovi, Stevie Nicks, that shit,
the soft stuff.
At one point, he was like,
"Softcore, baby."
Don't know what to do with my hands.
They were like, "Hey, we know you like country music. You want to go to this Garth Brooks press conference at Yankee Stadium?" I was like, "Fuck yeah, I'll go." And then they tell me when I get there, "Oh, so your interview is going to be at this time with Garth Brooks." I'm like, I didn't know I was interviewing, so it was like this nerve-wracking thing where it's like you get thrown into the Yankee Stadium press room interviewing Garth Brooks.
And for you, like
a
it's not
Yankee
just the
fan.
guy you're interviewing; it's the venue that you're interviewing him in.
This is where Derek Jeter announced his retirement, and I'm
shit.
sitting there on the stage trying to talk him with my hands with a buzz cut, trying to talk to Garth Brooks. It was weird.
So, like, my question for you is like, you know, I mean, I've opened for a lot of people in my day, and I'm on tour with Kid Rock right now, and I've met people, you know, like Ric Flair was outside of my dressing room this weekend. You know, I didn't go up to him and say hey to him, because like I'm not going to bother him, but it was really hard not to do that. But when you know, as a young kid and you're on, you know, tour with these big people, and you're, you know, getting managed by Jason Aldean's dad, and, you know, I know you got to meet Jason and be around him. I mean, how did you deal with that? How did you contain yourself? Do you feel like you made any mistakes, like
Tons.
like German people?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you have
time.
those regrets?
Yeah.
Like in
All
your
the
head?
time.
I'm Jordan Rager. I'm
Well, so first things first, if
Love
Ric
music.
Flair was outside my dressing room, like
Yeah.
I would have had to have asked for a picture.
Yeah.
Shamelessly, I'd have been like, "I'm sorry."
I was
Woo!
I was
would've had
going
have had
to,
one.
but I didn't. I don't know.
Funny story. My dad's church is used as a polling place sometimes. Ric Flair actually voted at my dad's church one time
Oh, that's
because he
awesome.
lives in suburban Atlanta.
Yeah.
So, man, I feel like there's only like a handful of people, to be totally honest with you, that like would get me.
Yeah.
And I didn't meet them right away, so I
Yeah.
got to like be around guys like Justin and them like before I got those opportunities.
Yeah.
Now I will say, one weekend we were out and David Lee Murphy.
Yeah.
Was out writing with Justin, and that one was one that like got me pretty good. 'Cause
Yeah.
I was like, this is the guy that like I've listened to this dude my whole life.
Do you
you
ever
know?
have like those interactions with people that you like look up to, and then like you still think about it sometimes, like, gosh, I shouldn't have said that, or like I shouldn't have done that, or like maybe I should have done that differently or something.
I'm sure I have.
Yeah.
I remember the only one that I got that like got me really, really good, that like I was nervous as hell to talk to the person, was Chipper Jones.
Yeah.
When I met Chipper, I blacked out. I genuinely, I can't
Yeah.
tell you anything. The only thing I remember from it was I had a song with his name in it at the time that was like the thing I was pushing.
Yeah.
And so it was the night that the Braves were honoring his election into the Baseball Hall of Fame. And I'm singing the national anthem. So there's like a ton of shit going on this night. And I'm going to do the anthem right after Chipper makes his like speech to the Braves fans.
Yeah.
And I'm going to walk back to the visitors dugout, and they're going to walk me back to my seat, and that's going to be it. Well, they walk me to the home dugout instead. And they go, let's get this meet and greet over with. And they open two doors, and Chipper Jones is standing there. And he spins around, sticks his hand out, and he goes, "What's up, Jordan? Good to see you, buddy." And I grew up a Braves fan. I went to baseball games my entire life at Fulton, all the way back to Fulton County and Turner Field, and now Truist. Lifelong Braves fan. Chipper Jones is my favorite player of all time. You don't know how you're going to react to your hero knowing what your name is until it happens to you. And I hope it was under my breath, but I just went, holy shit. What's up, Jordan? Good to see you. Holy shit. Because then he followed that up with, "Hey, man, I love the song. Thanks for the love." And then from that point, it was just all black. I can't remember anything. I know there was enough wherewithal in my brain to ask for a picture, because there is one picture of us that exists.
Yeah.
And that was the thing, too, is like I was on my own. It was just me in there. It wasn't like if like you did it and Burrell came. Like I didn't have like anybody with me to be like, let's make sure we get a picture. It was on me, and I suck at that.
Yeah.
I'm not good at the let's get a picture. But for Chipper, I learned that night that I can be good at it when I have to be.
That's great. That's awesome.
But
man.
yeah.
I got a question. When were you in the Zaxby's wagon?
The Zaxby's wagon, the old
Yeah.
chicken truck. That was
We worked at Zaxby's or
No.
what?
no, I did a Zaxby's tour.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, Zaxby's sponsored a tour I did. I did the Zaxby's Insane Music Tour, the tail end of 2019. It was like August, September, and October. We did some dates, and I drove around in a Sprinter that Zaxby's wrapped in a van. In fact, I'll have to find the picture and show it to
Fuck
y'all.
yeah.
But it had my face on it.
Dude, that's
Big,
awesome.
Big, dude.
They pay for your gas and everything or what?
I think like they just reimbursed me when I got
Okay.
back or
Yeah,
whatever.
that's
But
cool.
I had to drive myself, so it was really funny to being on that tour and like driving down the interstate. And I'm just just driving this thing, and it was funny to watch people like pull up next to me, and you'd see them go, because my face is on the side of this van. Just you can't
fucking
miss
great.
it. Yeah, I mean literally just cheesing like as
great.
big as I could be.
That's awesome.
That's
Yeah,
awesome.
the
So,
chicken tour was fun.
One thing I do like when I've noticed that when you play with us or if I see you at a round is how you intro All Out of Beer. So if you haven't heard the song All Out of Beer by Jason Aldean, go check it out. Jordan wrote it.
That's just me. That's self-deprecation. Me thinking I'm funny.
Yeah, it's great. He's like, "What? How do you do it?
Should I give
Tell
it
him.
away?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So if you've never seen my acoustic show or my full band show, I'm about to give away one of my secrets. So I wrote a song on My first cut as a songwriter is a song called All Out of Beer. It's on Jason Aldean's record called They Don't Know. I don't tell people that. The way I intro it is I go, do we have any Jason Aldean fans? And then they cheer. And I say, well, I had my dream come true with this next song. It's my first cut as a songwriter. Jason cut this one. He had a song out a couple years ago called Any Old Barstool. Y'all remember that one? And usually people will cheer pretty loud.
Yeah.
And I'll wait for him to kind of die down and I'll go, I didn't write that. And it usually, you know, it gets people like loosened up pretty good. Because that's the thing that I learned too after playing all those acoustic gigs and shit. Is like, that's where that comes from, is like you're playing to rooms of people that like don't care that you're there.
Yeah.
So you have to get their attention somehow.
Exactly.
If you're funny, if you're loud, whatever it might be, you have to have like, it's not good enough to just be like, you're up there singing songs.
Yeah.
Your background music. So like, make them engage with you. And so I started doing that. And even if you've never heard All Out of Beer before, which, I mean, you know, majority of people haven't, that, you know, that gets you going, all right, well, what's that song about? You know, what's that going to be? You know, and I'm still super thankful that I have that to my credit at all.
Dude, fuck yeah.
Fucking banger.
It's a fucking Jason Aldean cut. That's a good fucking song.
It was a bucket list thing that, like, I would say probably like one of the first bucket list things that I ever got to like really cross off. Like something I put on the list and like thought about and like got to do was like an Aldean cut. And this was also like those Aldean records growing up. Me and you have talked about this before. Those B-sides were almost cooler than the singles.
Dude, I mean, Jason Aldean for me is like easily top 3. Like him, Luke Bryan, and Blake Shelton, like especially when I was like really starting to get into music and truly inspired by like the country music genre, you know, where like those guys were like my top 3. And even still to this day, like I love Aldean. He has the same band. He's got the same producer. Like he's everything that, you know, I aspire to be as a, you know, as an artist, you know, with my own flair to it, of course. But like to have an Aldean cut, I mean, dude, fuck, who cares if it was, I mean, you know, only thing that matters is, you know, your pocket might hurt a little less if it's not a single, but it's a fucking Jason Aldean cut.
That was my thing too, was like, I've you know, I've never made a dime off that song, just with the way that like splits work and the way that publishing deals work and the way things work that people watching don't care about. Like I've never made a dime off All Out of Beer, and I don't care because it's something that I always wanted to do and I got to do it. Like if I will die with that Aldean cut and nobody can take that away from me, I'm good enough with that.
Yeah.
You know, I don't care if I make money off that.
Yeah, for sure. So what are you doing? Are you writing? Who are you writing with these days? I mean, I know me and you have written together.
Man, anybody I can.
I just sent you a master back.
Is that what that is?
Yeah.
I wanted to ask you, but I didn't know if I wanted to ask you on air.
I did it with Ben, our guitar player. Ben. Yeah.
Oh, he did that? Oh, hell yeah.
He did that. He produced it.
Sounds great.
I've got a bunch of songs that he's producing for me, and it sounds great, right?
It's way better than the first demo.
Yeah.
I remember me and Trey wrote this song.
That's Davis. Davis knew that it wasn't going to be like.
Yeah.
He just was like, let's just get something across.
Well, and we loved this. The three of us loved the song that day.
Yeah.
We were just like, let's make sure that it gets, you know, the sound that it needs.
It's called Bet I Can Break It. Maybe I'll leak it on TikTok here for too long.
Maybe I'll leak it on TikTok if you take too long.
Yeah, cool. But dude, my favorite song we wrote together was the first song we ever wrote together. Something Out of Nothing.
And that was kind of the first time that we ever like hung out.
Yeah, we were ever in the room together. Yeah.
Trey slid into my DMs, so he said he
I was just like, I'm going to use this dick down and out. Like we know each other because Randy, your girlfriend, was in my Whiskey Miss Me video.
Love you, babe.
Music video.
I have a funny story about that too.
And you know, and I was also wondering if when you first met Randy, if you had her saved in your phone as Randy from Red Door.
I didn't. No,
didn't?
I did not.
Because she saved in my phone as Randy Video Girl.
I love that.
Even still,
her name in my phone for the longest time. Now it's just Randy with a little heart next to it because I'm, you know, in love and all that shit. But
I've been together for a minute now, right?
Over 3 years now.
Henry the Hound, baby.
Henry the Hound.
Look,
That's right.
Look, she still say Randy.
That's amazing.
Randy from the video.
Her name
Did
in
you
my
just leak
phone.
Randy's phone number?
Her name in my phone for a long time was Randall.
Oh yeah.
Like whenever like she's like if she's bothering me or if she's like picking at me like she likes to do sometimes, I'll be like, Randall, knock it off.
She hates that, right?
No, she loves it
She loves
because
the name Randall.
yeah,
Cool.
it's just something we do. But,
Yeah, but that was the first. Like, I mean, I knew who you were, and I mean, I obviously knew, you know, some of the stuff that we've talked about here today. But like, I was just like, you know, when Dick Down in Dallas came out, I was like, man, I'm just going to use this opportunity to like fucking write with people that I want to write with. Because like for years, I watched people like Clay, you know, Bradley Jordan would set people up on rights and stuff. You know, I was like, man, I want Bradley to set me up on rights. But finally, like when Dick Down in Dallas happened, I didn't like, not saying that Bradley's never done anything for me, because he definitely has. You know, I was just like, you know, I'm not going to bother this guy anymore. Now I just, you know, like hit people up on Instagram and see if they want to like, you know, do something. So you were like, hell yeah, let's do it. So,
well, I mean, I was a fan already, and you know, like I'd obviously heard Dick Down, but like I heard Whiskey Miss Me like even before you had Dick Down, because Randy was like, hey, check out this music video that I was in one time.
Yeah.
It's kind of,
it's like,
you know,
you just never know in Nashville though. You know what I mean? Because like sometimes it's, you know, it's like we can know somebody, but it's like, you know, everybody, you know, I think everybody comes here and like has their crew and like, you know, meets up with their people, and that's who they write with. And it's nothing to, you know, nobody should be offended if somebody doesn't want to write with you, or like, you know, vice versa. You know, it's just like you have your crew, you have your team, and, you know, that the people that, you know, you worked your ass off with, you know.
100%. And nobody should get mad about it, but it also, you know, it never hurts to ask.
Yeah,
I tell people all the time, like the worst people can say is no.
Yeah, exactly.
Like the worst I could have said to you was, "Nah, I'm good."
Yeah, or
like,
just not even responded.
And then you could just
mean?
be like, "All right, Rager's an asshole. I don't need to write with him anymore."
Exactly.
You know? Like,
exactly.
But like, you know, for me, it was
I'll show that motherfucker, you know, or whatever.
And you asked if I was writing right now, and I've just kind of been writing for a while the best stuff that I've ever written. You know,
yeah,
and when we wrote that song that day, our first song together was kind of in the starting process of me getting to kind of where I am now. Man, you came in with that song that day, and like I didn't really know what we were going to write that day, because it was the first time we had met.
Yeah,
and
like
like
the Dick Down in Dallas thing going on.
Well, but like first writes are always weird. You never really know like what there's. I never know what to bring into a first write as far as like what kind of song, you know?
Yeah.
I've always been bad at that because I don't like doing the whole like, let's just get something that's good enough and we'll come back to it. Like, or do we want to like really try to like write something really good with like somebody had just met, you know, how are they feeling about it? There's a whole thing to it. So you came in with that idea that like already had some heart in it, and you obviously cared about it. And I was like, all right, Trey's for real.
Yeah.
And again, I was already a fan. I already thought so, but like meeting you and like knowing that like you wanted to like tell your story and not be sorry about it was like the coolest thing for me. And the fact that you had already a group of people around you like Davis and McKinney and Ella and all these people that like not just like were buddies of yours, but like believed in you. Like that was like a really cool thing for me to see. And I was like, man, I don't have that. Like as far as like me as an artist, you know, I don't. Nashville will twist you and turn you up.
Oh,
I got to Nashville when I was 19 years old, man.
Yeah.
I didn't know what I was doing. I didn't know who I was. I didn't know what I wanted to say or sound like or write or anything like that. I just knew I liked writing country songs. I knew I liked singing songs. I needed 8 years in Nashville to get where I am now.
Yeah.
I couldn't have spent the last 8 years anywhere else and then showed up to Nashville and been like, all right, now I'm ready. Like, that's not how that works. They call it a 10-year town because, not because it's going to take you 10 years, but because it's going to take you a lot of time to figure out where you fit. And like, I feel like writing songs like that with you, and then like, there's been a handful of other artists that I've been writing some stuff with that like, I'm like, maybe, you know, you never know what your path's going to be. Maybe mine right now is just like, writing a bunch of really cool stuff and figuring out how I'm trying to figure out how to help people share their stories and tell their stories.
Yeah, dude, I've seen some stuff on social media of like you investing in some of the younger Nashville cats too, and that's really cool.
Been right with Jimmy a lot.
Jimmy,
me and him against
Justin
cool
Holt.
stuff.
Paxton.
Yeah, Paxton P.
Paxton
Do
P.
you know? Does Justin ever told you how I met him?
I feel like we talked about this. Well, it's funny. The one of the first times I went out on the road with y'all, I think we were going to go see Justin play. Afterwards,
Justin Holt will tell you that I'm responsible for his music career.
Is that right?
I don't know if it's right or not, but I just met him at like a frat party, and you know, they were like, "Man, we got a brother that plays music." I was like, "Cool, we'll take a break tonight and get him up," you know. And then, you know, after that, I gave him my number and I just helped him get gigs and stuff, but. You know, I just love Justin because he's like, He's going to work hard. He's going to try and get better. If you could critique him on anything, like he's going to, try to make it better. And it's pretty cool, man.
He's got a vibe, dude.
Yeah, he's got a vibe. He does his own thing. And he keeps his head down. He doesn't look left or right or worry about what other people's doing. He just does what he does and, tries to get better at that. And I think that's the whole, like you said, this town will twist you and, tear you up or whatever, and you just have to. I think that's the way that we survive this crazy life, is that you just got to keep your head down and not worry about what other people are doing. Just do what you do best.
And when I was Justin's age and Paxton's age, coming up real young, or just being green in Nashville, I remember worrying about all that kind of stuff. What's everybody else doing? What's everybody else on to? What's what event can I go to make sure that I'm seen and all that? And that's what I meant earlier when I said I never enjoyed going out. That was never my thing. I never cared about walking in the room and being the most important person.
Yeah.
I never cared about going to the industry events and everybody stops, turns, looks at me and walks my way. Because I don't want to talk to everybody that bad.
No.
Yeah,
same.
I don't like people that much that I want to be everybody's favorite person in the room. That was never my goal.
Same.
But I thought that's what an artist was supposed to be. So I worried more about doing that than I did the stuff I should have been worrying about, writing songs, figuring out my lane, where I fit, my artistry, and all that kind of stuff. And if anything these days, man, other than just trying to write songs, I'm just trying to kind of help these younger guys kind of figure out what they're doing too. And so maybe some of my wisdom throughout the years, I can save them the trouble of making the same mistakes I did, and maybe don't. And it's not about me knowing what I'm doing. I have no idea what I'm doing. I'm making this shit up as I go.
Well, I think you have a little bit more understanding of what you're doing than you did 8 years ago.
Well, I've been through some things, and I've been through some things that I think I can help other people with.
Yeah.
Even with you, if I tell you all the time, if there's something you got questions about or whatever, it's I'm an open book. I love talking music industry.
You're an open scroll, baby.
I mean, if I got to do something with all this knowledge I've got since I got here.
Yeah, for sure. Hey, we got this segment that we're gonna do.
I can't wait.
You
I'll read them, dude.
are
I
the guinea
can't
pig
wait.
of one of our first. You want to read them, Bonner?
Yeah, I'll read them. I've read all of Trey's DMs, so I could probably guess if they're fake or fake.
It's called real
Fake or not.
Real or fake?
Yeah.
Okay.
Real
So-
DM, fake DM.
All right.
Yeah, so
Are these your DMs?
yes.
Yes.
I like it. I can't wait.
Hi, sexy. Will you tase me while you're inside of me?
This is where we lose my mother.
This is how I looked intimately into your eyes.
Wait. What's the second part?
I'm about to say, read it
Will
again.
you, hi, sexy. Will you tase me while you're inside of me?
There's no way that's real.
I think it's real.
Is that real?
I
It's
think
real.
so.
Y'all nasty.
It's real.
Y'all are fucked up.
Yeah. Therapy is important.
You remember that DM where I was like, "What is wrong with people?" That's one of those.
There's a lot of those in the archives.
Here we go. Number 2.
Can you wear a pair of my panties on stage and mail them back to me afterwards?
I think that's real.
It's fake.
That's fake?
Yeah.
See, that sounds more realistic than the taser one.
Tasing while inside of me.
I do throw my shirt off at shows. If the crowd earns it, I will throw my shirt off.
And sometimes they get into fights over the shirt.
other night, I just saw this lady over there. It's like,
And your
Pull it
mom was
away.
over there.
And
by
Wendy
her.
was in the middle of it.
throw
Your
some
mom.
bows for
What'd you
the
say?
TL
No, that's
shirt.
not right.
Is your mama wrestling over the shirt?
No, my mom was.
You were
She was
right
just
by
in
her,
there.
though.
Yeah, she was right in the heart of it.
Yeah.
Are you dating? I will fuck you up.
I mean, straight to the point, I'm going to stick with real.
That's real.
That's real.
That's real.
All
That's
right.
fuck.
1 for 2.
I think your eyes are pretty cute.
It's too safe. That's fake as
I
fuck.
think that's fake.
It's real.
It's real.
Yeah.
Damn you, Burrell. Damn you, Burrell.
I thought it was.
That's your fault. I'd have got that one right.
This song gets me going every time. The hub has been getting more hits than normal for me lately.
Do you think they're talking about Dick down in Dallas or what?
They got to be, right?
I don't know. Single again kind of gets me going.
Real. Yeah.
It's real. These toes aren't going to suck themselves.
Wow.
Fuck.
Wow. Is that yours? Be honest with me.
The truth hurts.
I hope you got the camera on his face.
It's on him.
That's great.
It's fake.
It sounded fake. I like this segment. Y'all should keep doing this.
That's great.
Have you ever tried Taco Bell's Mexican pizza? Me either. Wanna fuck?
That one's got to be real.
I hope to God that's real.
It's fake.
Oh, God damn it.
So who made that up? You or Alex?
Alex made it up
That's great.
I think this was Alex and
as he was
Ross.
eating Mexican pizza today.
Oh, he was eating it today? Oh.
I'm sure.
Oh, that's so
All
funny.
right. So whoever uses that first, DM us and let us know.
Trey's got to read the last one. I can't do it anymore. I'm winded.
Oh God.
Too bad they're out of Mexican pizza stuff. All right, number 8 says, Daddy said I could do anything I wanted when I grow up. Can I do you?
That's real.
That's fake.
Damn, I'm bad at this.
Ross made it up.
I feel like if I spent more
Those were
time with
great.
those, if I thought about it more, I would have got more right. But
For sure.
Yeah. That
We
was-
did it. We've had some crazy.
There's
Y'all
Yeah.
do, man. Like,
I'm like,
I mean, the Mexican pizza one sounds like real. I mean,
I'm going to use that one.
yeah.
you should.
Start sliding in.
You should let us know how it goes, too.
That's awesome.
Yeah, another one we got, and this was inspired by a mistake that I made this weekend. What are the worst things to eat or drink on the road from your experience of being on the road? Because I got done with my driving shift, and our buddy
Fried
Nick,
Oreos.
Oh yeah.
Anything.
Sorry, Rustin.
Anything fried. Yeah.
But I ate a pint of Ben and Jerry's ice cream while driving down to Florida, and it was a horrible idea because
Real shit. Had to
Hit
shit.
an Uber to shit somewhere.
I had to Uber to a gas station.
When we got there, didn't you shit in a trash can outside?
I couldn't make it. Yeah,
Damn. Ben and Jerry's got you that bad?
it was Ben and Jerry's. and
Jerry
the-
Garcia.
Yeah, the Cherry Garcia and the Subway. I was sick for I was not feeling good for 2 days.
What's in Cherry Garcia? I've never had it.
Cherry, chocolate, all that kind of
We
shit.
were at
Poison.
the Kid Rock show, and Burrell was doing his normal hover. He was hovering over me. He's like, I just feel like I got to shit, but I can't.
But what are your
Dude,
worst things,
it was
Bonner?
when Jordan was with us. I had a kimchi sandwich at a vegan restaurant. It tasted great, and I was like, I don't feel so good. I was like, but I'm too embarrassed to tell everybody what I ate.
You
so-
know the Ben burritos at Love's?
Yeah.
Yeah, last time I ate one of those, I ended up in the emergency room. So.
Really?
Yeah.
Fuck.
The
it's
emergency room?
Yeah, it was when I still had my gallbladder.
Damn.
Did you hear about the show where I ate fried Oreos? And
Ended up in the hospital.
I ended up with having a gallbladder attack on stage in Ruston, Louisiana, and I was going off the back of the stage, throwing up, coming back up, singing up, throwing up, and then I was like finally got in the talk back when we got halfway through the set. I was like, start Dick Down in Dallas. Started it, played it. I rushed off the stage. They took me to the ER.
Yeah.
You were running off stage, throwing up, running back on stage
Yeah.
to sing.
Yeah,
That's
well,
rock,
the guys were soloing.
that's rock and fucking roll.
It
dude.
was-
I'll show
That's
you pictures.
awesome.
I'm gonna pull up
I mean, dude,
pictures.
the crowd was lit. I was trying to give him a show.
I mean, I don't need
you know?
pictures of him throwing up.
Oh, I don't have that picture, but he's like taking his shirt off and he's like not there.
You
Yeah.
could see
Yeah, dude.
his face.
Let's
and then,
see.
the owner of the club, the Revelry in Ruston, Louisiana, we loaded him into the back of the SUV and took him to the hospital. And he was like,
if
I'm
you've
dying.
ever had gallbladder problems,
Yeah.
it is like a kidney stone, but 10 times worse.
Yeah.
at least 20 times.
I mean,
worse.
Damn, this looks bad.
You got to be careful with some of that fast food out there, man. That's the toughest thing about, I've had some barbecue fuck me up pretty bad.
yeah.
Every town has like the best barbecue in the world.
Yeah.
Anything that says the best barbecue, in the world or whatever.
Every venue's like, we got you guys some barbecue.
God damn it, not again.
Yeah, if you
Fucking
see-
crock pot.
If you see best barbecue in the world, run. It's not.
Did you
I
ever play
promise.
the Grizzly Rose?
One time?
Dude, they gave us chicken wings and shrimp. That food was fire, dude. I was so grateful that it wasn't.
I was pretty high, but it was delicious.
Oh, yeah, Colorado.
Yeah.
Good times.
When in Rome.
When in Rome, yeah.
Yep. And then, no, we could do fan of the week. for
Trey
this week.
Grant.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think we could start calling fan of the week Randy Adams of the week.
Randy Adams of the week.
I think that's fair.
Oh, yeah, you don't even know who Randy
Yeah.
I know Randy.
Randy's a
absolutely.
fucking goat. Bless you, Randy Adams.
Yeah.
I hope you run 10 miles tomorrow.
If you're a new artist and there's nobody listening to your music, look up Randy Adams and send it to him. If he likes it, he will listen to it.
And if
every
he
day.
doesn't, you
I was
suck.
going to say, if Randy don't like it, you suck.
Yeah,
Think of
yeah,
something else to do.
yeah.
He will support you. But tell everybody about Trey Grant a little
If you
bit.
if you pull up your phone and it says one person listening to your music right now, you can bet on it that it's
Yeah.
Randy Adams.
It's Randy Adams.
Yeah.
Legend.
Trey Grant is a guy that we met at the barn in Sanford, Florida, and man, he that night we played there. You know, I mean, how it is on the road. when you're first starting out. And I mean, you know this, like sometimes you play shows and they're sold the fuck out, and sometimes you play them and there's nobody there, you know. And there was probably about 150, 50 people there. I don't know. It was a low number.
Yeah, it was lower than it
probably should have been.
Yeah,
you know, but they had Justin Moore the night before, so you know, man, how you gonna compete with that? And but I met him that night, and then I think sometimes I follow fans back on Instagram because, like, why not? You know what I mean? If they're going to share my shit, and, like, you know, I'd rather be friends with them than, you know, on social media than just some guy that, you know, wants to be my friend because it's cool or something.
Absolutely,
you know?
yeah.
So
because you got that blue check.
Yeah, I followed him back, and we just stayed in contact. And dude, he's been to like 7 shows. He's driven over 10 hours to come to a show before. He came to Birmingham, my hometown show.
New Year's Eve here, Nashville.
New Year's Eve in Nashville. Like he's just an awesome, good dude, you know.
Hell yeah.
And you know, there's just things like that. Like the other night we had him on the bus, and he wanted to FaceTime this girl and, like, you know, show that he, like, knew me. And I'm like, fuck yeah, let's do it.
Yeah.
You know? It's gonna help you get laid.
Yeah,
Fuck it,
I was gonna say, get him laid.
Yeah.
You need people like that, man.
Yeah.
You got to have people like that.
Yeah.
Hey, I figured out. Alex was supposed to send these to me and like filter through them. But we're gonna do a would you rather because I found this site. He didn't send them to me, so Alex, I'm sorry. Make the edits if I get too crazy with these. But I looked up inappropriate would you rather questions, and this is what the internet gave me.
Sorry, Mom.
Yeah. Would you rather lick peanut butter off your best friend's nipples or have your pet lick peanut butter off your nipples?
Sorry, Trey, I'm licking it off of you.
That's a high five right there.
I feel like I don't have any animals, but Ella and my roommates have animals. I feel like they lick stuff off of me all the time, you know, like when I'm eating. So
yeah, I'm gonna have to go with. I think Henry the Hound's got me on that one.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking too. Oh, geez, these are really bad. Would you rather have forks for fingers or balls under your chin?
Forks for fingers. Chicken tendies.
Yeah, forks for fingers sounds way more
well,
efficient.
here's the thing. Like, I already have a double chin, but my beard kind of covers that up. And if they were the size of my balls, like,
nobody would
notice.
Yeah, they wouldn't notice. So it would be all right.
Would you rather smell like body odor for a year or have terrible acne for 6 months?
I'd rather have terrible acne.
Probably acne, yeah.
Acne for 6 months?
Yeah, there's nothing worse than smelling bad.
Yeah, there's nothing worse than smelling bad. And plus, too, like, if you have acne on your face, you can still have a pretty good personality and still get laid.
Everybody has
like, that's
acne.
the only reason Kara's with me is for my personality, you know? Damn sure ain't the looks. I look like a melted ice cream cone naked, you know? So.
Speaking of naked, would you rather watch your parents have sex every day for the rest of your life or join in once to make it stop?
Oh, man, that's a tough one. That's a tough one.
Sorry, Alex.
God damn it.
I want to hear Bonner's answer on this because I don't have one.
Oh,
Jordan doesn't get the comment because his mom's watching.
I don't have a good answer. God damn, I don't know.
Just once and it's all over.
Yeah, might as die. I don't know. I don't last long, so.
3 pump chump.
What would you do, Baru?
I'm asking the questions here.
Yeah, if you got to answer, you're fired.
Answer.
Would you rather lick a homeless?
No.
Would you rather lick a homeless man's toe or chew a piece of table gum?
We gotta discuss this.
That's what we're here to do.
Yeah. I'm trying to really think it out in my head what I would do.
It's a tough conundrum.
So your mom just got married, so it would really be technically your stepdad. And
yeah.
Oh, no.
So I mean, that's, you know, you and him aren't blood related, so it would only be weird on like one side.
Yeah, that's what
know?
makes it weird.
Yeah.
You're good.
Are you into pagan?
Oh, jeez. Would you rather drink a gallon of mayo or a gallon of ketchup?
Oh, mayo for sure.
Fuck that. Ketchup.
Ketchup for sure.
Ketchup for sure.
Oh, here's a good one. This is very topical. Would you rather poop your pants every time someone said your name or have maggots come out of your nose every time you sneeze?
Well, I shit myself every other week, so let's go with
When was
that.
the last time?
December 22nd, I went to the Walmart in Berry Hill and bought new shorts and took off my pants in the parking lot and wiped my ass.
In the line?
No, I took them off in the Berry Hill, and just butt ass naked.
What was the question again?
It was, would you rather poop your pants every time someone said your name or have maggots coming out of your nose every time you sneeze?
Yeah, I don't know.
Jesus.
Ours one's still kind of fucked up too. Would you rather wear someone else's poop stained underwear or use someone else's toothbrush?
Well, I've used somebody else's
what
toothbrush
was it again?
before.
Would
so.
you rather wear someone else's poop stained underwear or use someone else's toothbrush?
Toothbrush for sure.
Me and Carrie use each other's toothbrush all
Yeah,
the
I was
time.
gonna say, it's
Yeah.
not weird.
Me and Randy. do
Damn
the
it! Now
same
I gotta
thing.
find one more that's really fucked up.
Yeah, that's normal.
Would you rather get slapped in the face every time you thought about sex, or sneeze continuously while having sex?
That's a great one.
Say it again now.
Would you rather get slapped in the face every time you thought about sex, or sneeze continuously while having sex? So like you're fucking and you're sneezing, or you're thinking about it and you're getting smacked.
Yeah, I would rather just get slapped or whatever.
I'd rather get slapped so I could enjoy.
Because we're men. We think about sex a lot.
Yeah.
Hell, getting slapped, that might turn me on.
Bonner's gonna slap.
Some people are into that.
Yeah.
So back to Whiskey Wednesdays. You still doing that?
Yeah.
So every Wednesday.
Well, every Wednesday is being generous. I've missed a couple. It's just as much as I can do it.
Yeah.
It started out as like a pandemic thing where we can't play real shows, so I'll just set my phone up and we'll do a little, living room concert for
You're pretty consistent on it though.
I try to be, just because people really like it, and it's a great outlet for me to try new songs.
Yeah.
That was one of the things that I learned quickest about Nashville that I didn't really love, was that, like, when you're writing as much as I was and I still am, like, you're having songs coming out of your ears that you're pouring your heart and soul into, and like then they just either go by the wayside or they get shelved for a while. Some of them you never even think about again, and that sucked for me. So I was trying to think of like ways to,
make country sad again.
Well, that, but also just like give these songs like a chance to like be heard. Like, you never know what might happen. I learned from my YouTube cover days, like you just never know. It's worth the shot. Like the DM we were talking about. It's like, it's worth the ask.
Yeah.
You won't know if it works or not unless you do it. So, I had a different YouTube series for a while called Work in Progress Sessions, where I would do basically what I was doing with the acoustic, cover stuff, but it was original songs. Yeah. And it was like way better produced.
It was kind of like how they do on TikTok now, where they're like, "You think I should finish this song?"
And it's already finished.
A little bit. Yeah, it's always
already mastered. You know?
Yeah, I was gonna say it's like ready to be released. By the way, when you see that. But yeah, man, it was Whiskey Wednesdays, or Whiskey Nights just ended up becoming like a fun thing for me to do on Wednesdays. It started out like just to get through the pandemic, and it ended up becoming like kind of a thing that I do because people still show up. Like, that's kind of why I'm still doing it. Is like, as long as there's still people that log on and actually want to watch me sing a couple songs every Wednesday, then I'll keep doing it.
Yeah, dude, and your TikToks are hilarious.
I appreciate it.
I like the one where you're like the co-writers, every co-write in Nashville. Mm-hmm. Hey man, I gotta go at 2, or like,
bullshit.
You go to the bathroom and come back and be like, so y'all finished?
Yeah, you guys done with it yet?
Yeah.
Jeez.
I did one the other day. It was a genuine. I got done with a song with Jimmy. And I look at the lyric sheet and I go, I think that's a song. And like as I said it, I was like, God dang it, man, that's like that's.
You've done all of them. You cover them all.
Everybody has. We've all said them.
Yeah.
Every one of us has said them.
Has TikTok helped you in releasing music? You feel like?
No, but I also like haven't like tried all that much, if I'm being honest. Because when I mentioned coming to Nashville and signing a deal really quickly, I didn't really get the chance to like write and hone my craft like some people get to do in Nashville. And so when I started 2022,
because you're always on tour, you're just busy, man. That's a lot.
The analogy I use when I tell people this is like, when I got to Nashville, I hit the ground running. I took off in a direction and I never put my head back up. Mm-hmm. I just ran as hard as I could, doing everything that I could. Mm-hmm. And then it wasn't until the pandemic that I finally stopped. And I mean, I was forced to stop and like go, am I enjoying how I'm doing it? Yeah. Am I going in a direction that I even care about going in at all, much less like it?
Yeah.
And I mentioned songwriting. It's like that's my thing. That's the most important thing for me is songwriting. It all starts with a song, and I know that's a cliche, but it's true. Mm-hmm. That's what I moved to Nashville to do. And 2022 was the first time that I started a year with no obligation other than I'm just gonna write songs. And the year's going by really fast because I'm just writing a lot, but it's been so much fun, man, because I'm writing the best stuff that I've ever written. And I don't know when my next go around is going to come as far as like when I get to release more stuff. It's not going to be super long. This isn't like, you know, like me giving up on myself or anything. If anything, it's me betting on myself even more because I'm just stockpiling a bunch of songs that people are going to absolutely love whenever I get a chance to put them out.
That's great, man. That's awesome. I understand what you're saying. Like I'm just, you know, I'm touring a lot right now, and it's been fun. I mean, I'm grateful for it, but it's like, you know, I got back yesterday at 1 o'clock, and I had to be up to go write this morning. You know, and it's like, you know, I'm, you know, we both have publishing deals, and you know, I'm at Sony, and I'm grateful for it. But sometimes it's, you know, sometimes I moved to Nashville to learn how to write songs better. You know, I wanted to move here to learn how to say what I wanted to say in 3 minutes, and I feel like I'm getting better at it. But like sometimes I feel like my writing like lacks because I'm doing all this other stuff, and I'm grateful to be an artist. But when I moved here, I initially thought that the artist career was over, you know, being 30 years old, and like, you know, all, you know, my friends are Ella, JB, Maxwell, they're like 25 and under, you know, and then God showed me real quick that, hey man, you still got a little left. So
I love how you turned TikTok into something too. You know, I hear people every day in Nashville bitch about, you know, like I don't want to be on TikTok. I don't want to do TikTok.
But it's like, dude, why not? You know what I mean?
You don't have to, like, I think they just still have this like weird idea that like you have to like sell yourself out to like make it work on there, and like I don't feel like that's true at all.
Like, fuck it. If a cringy video makes 10 more people listen to my song, then like fuck it.
Absolutely.
Does it remind you at all of the Vine thing? Because you were here when the Vine stuff was happening. Was Nashville buzzing like every artist had to be going on Vine, or is because for me, I don't think, was it that like as big as TikTok is?
I don't know that it was as big as TikTok, because the biggest thing that TikTok had going for it was the pandemic. Like Vine existed in a world where shows still happen.
Like, was Luke Bryan posting on Vine?
I don't think so, but Luke Combs was.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. The guys coming up were, right? But the establishment wasn't, whereas now the establishment is posting on TikTok.
Yeah, and I don't think Vine was like the be all end all like some people think TikTok is these days. It was a great way. It was kind of like me on YouTube is like me on YouTube is not like a be all end all of like my music career, but like it did get eyes on me. So like any little bit helps. I never understood why people would like look at like just a golden opportunity or just an opportunity in general and just be like, nah, I'm good. I don't need that.
Yeah, man, I just think that the game is always changing, you know? And it's like I met up with this guy. He's here in town. His name's Jake Blue. He's a country artist. We wrote a song. I just kind of like, actually first time I met him through Priscilla, and the first time I ever like really, I saw a thing, he was on Bobby Bones. He had this song he wrote about his girlfriend that passed away and when they were in high school, and like, it's badass. It's a great song. But I was just like, man, I love this guy. Like his work ethic, like reminds me of like, you know, he works hard and like, but nobody really knows who he is. You know, I was like, fuck it, I'm just going to write a song with him. We actually met up over here on like a Monday or some shit, and we wrote this song, and I was like, dude, put this song out. Fuck it, I'll feature on it. You know, I think it's cool. But today we got together to do some content for the song that's coming out. It's called Hank Thing. And we were sitting there, and I was, you know, he was like, man, I hate doing TikTok stuff. I always feel like I'm like, you know, being cringy or whatever. I'm like, fuck it, man. You can't worry about that. But I mean, I feel like it gives artists an opportunity, you know, especially that don't have like much. Like I remember back in the day putting out a song, you know, like even the song that Randy was in, you know, and like, you know, just your friends and family listen to it. But if you can post a video on TikTok or any kind of social media, Facebook is another thing that people forget about.
Yeah.
Whatever She Sees in Me went viral on there. It got like fucking 1.5 million views, you know. And it's
bunch
like
of mamas on Facebook.
Yeah, but it's a whole different demographic, you know what I mean? It's like, if you can use social media to make people listen to your music, people that don't know you, I mean, why not do it?
It's just another medium. It's another way, you know. It's you know, I'm a firm believer of every gig matters.
Yeah,
and
me too.
You know, you never know who. It's the same thought process. It's like, yeah, you might play a show where there's 5 people there. I've played shows where there's less.
Yeah,
but maybe you impress that one person enough to go tell 10 other people about you. Maybe the next time you come to that town, there's, you know, 10 extra people TikTok and the internet and social media work the exact same way.
Same thing.
It's if you post, this video, this song, like that's just more eyes that could be on your product.
I'll never forget, man. I was playing Tin Roof. Birmingham has this thing called Birmingham Born that they do. Mm-hmm. And I played like the early slot during the day. And I was up there playing. There was probably 20 people there, and they were all eating their food, and they didn't give a fuck. I mean, I could have been standing on the stage pulling my nipples and picking my nose, and nobody would have gave a shit. But I'm in there, and I'm just playing. I was like, fucking, for the last hour, I'm just going to play nothing but originals. And back then, my original songs were not it, I mean, Bonner may say different.
I actually like
Country Boy Crazy, baby.
Country Boy Crazy.
Yeah. Anyways, so I just played him, and then when I got done, this guy Francisco Vidal, do you know him?
That sounds familiar.
Yeah, he's just like this guy. He worked for Tin Roof for a while, but he also was like a independent promoter. And he came up to me. He's like, "Dude, I love your stuff." And at that time we were only playing Birmingham Tin Roof, and we were playing all the bars in Birmingham. And
Sure.
It's like, I book all the Tin Roofs, and right at the same time, one of the GMs came by. I was like, and he has a band, they're badass. And that's how I ended up on the Tin Roof circuit.
Nice.
And I did that shit for 6 years, going to all the different Tin Roofs and playing all those. But I just firm believer, like you said, there's no such thing as a dead end gig. You just have to show up and do your best.
And when it comes to doing the TikTok stuff and the internet, the thing that I always because I get in my head about stuff like that too, just like we all do. The fact of the matter is nobody ever made it trying to look cool.
Yeah.
If you're more worried about trying to look cool on the internet, I don't want to do that. That doesn't look cool. Then go the fuck home. You're already missing the point.
Yeah.
That's no, you've never seen anybody make it. Think of the coolest artist that you can possibly think of. I promise you, they didn't try to look cool.
I think more people are scared of the rejection part of it, and I think that's it goes back to what you were saying earlier is sliding into somebody's DMs to ask them if they were right. The worst thing that can happen is somebody can say no, or the worst thing that can happen is people saying no and it doesn't get your video doesn't get views or people don't see it. But you'll never know if you don't try.
Yeah, and you're not going to impress everybody.
Yeah.
My music isn't for everybody. Your music isn't for everybody, but I will not apologize for putting it out for the people that it is for.
Exactly.
Amen.
I agree. I agree. Jordan Rager, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah.
Thanks for coming on our podcast.
Thanks for having me, buddy. I've been wanting to do a DM Monday since y'all started doing this.
We're here. I feel like it was pretty good, except for that little segment. Just tell your mom to just skip through that.
Just Mcilwain will give me a timestamp, and I'll just be like, "Hey, mama, just don't listen to this much of it," So.
Yeah. Oh yeah, we forgot to mention
the shirt.
Fuck Matt Burrell shirt.
They're coming back. I get hit up every day, people asking me for them.
Yeah, I still haven't got mine yet. Me and Jordan are the same size.
I know we
so I have
did.
to borrow his.
I know we did. Yeah, you did.
You got to cut the sleeves off yours, though.
I could do that.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Oh yeah.
Well, man, thanks for coming on, and we'll see y'all next time. Thank y'all for watching the DM Monday podcast. Please subscribe, share it with a friend, leave a review, whatever. Peace out.
The writing on my wrong. She sees the best in everyone. She says I'm right on track, and when I'm not, she brings me back. She sees what only angels can. She sees me better than I am. Every day I'm still trying to be whatever she sees in me. Took it real bad. Ended up 6 months in a rehab. Sober was a hard thing till I found a 6-string. Still wish daddy could have seen that. Yeah, but mama